What's up, folks? This is Lauren, and this is episode 2 of Headscarves and Rum. And the rum is in this cup, and it is mixed with a little bit of eggnog because it is the holiday season, and what better way to kick it off but a little bit of rum mixed with a little bit of eggnog. Not too tough, but all right. All right, so here we go with episode 2. I plan on doing 4 more of these. Do 6 and see how I feel about it afterwards. And if you're in Headscarves and Rum, this is a bit more raw than some of my other stuff. A little bit more contemplative and raw. Because when I see dumb shit, it's a Headscarves and Rum moment. You got to see. This is the thing, folks. When you see stupid stuff online, and despite me doing a lot of work on my computer and things like that, I'm not actually on social media all that much. But when I do go and see things, uh, you got to look at it I kind of have to look at it from a couple of perspectives. How I first feel initially when I see it, and then how I feel later coming back to it. And sometimes, for some of the stuff I see, you just got to get real comfortable in your home, in your little nook and cranny, and then deal with it accordingly, or watch the shit show begin. Anyway, shout out to Coffee with Dan. I'm playing with one of their pens. Tega, dude, you gotta hook me up with another one of these pens. This is really good for what I'm doing. Headscarves and Rum. So, last time I spoke to you guys, or whoever may be watching this, the first video was about me commenting on a post that someone had posted up and thought was the shit, and unfortunately people were blowing smoke up their ass. And because of the nature of the post, and because I know what white people think, especially white people who are not Americans think, before they do something really stupid and become a subject of black friend notes, I said, you know what, let me clarify here, because it's my responsibility as the creative black friend notes to let them know ahead of time before they fuck up. That way, when they do fuck up and then they come after me for it, I can say, well, I did warn you like 2 posts ago, so I probably hurt somebody's feelings. I don't really care, because I think it's better someone tells you the damn truth. And for Coffee with Dan folks, which you should be watching this, when the concept of black friend notes came up, it was the folks in Coffee with Dan, the black folks in Coffee with Dan, which I went and found the rest of them, said, you need to tell white people the truth. So what kind of person would I be if I didn't tell you that if you do this, you will get clowned. If you do this, you will be racist, or you will be this, or you will be that. So I'm just helping you make sure you avoid the pitfalls of following people who don't know what they're doing. And another thing, yes men. Don't you hate yes men and yes women? They will lead you down a path of being broke. A yes man and yes woman will tell you everything is okay in the beginning, and then you do it, and then you got everybody from the left and the right coming after your ass, and all of a sudden these motherfuckers disappear. What's up with that? And that's the other thing. There's a lot of you in this group who are yes folks. You will blow somebody's post up, and you know damn well what they said was complete bullshit. You know damn well that you didn't think the post was good, and you in there encouraging that shit. No, don't encourage stupidity. That's the problem. Now, I'm an American, okay? I am the American. I am the black American. And people wonder how we got a Donald Trump. We got a Donald Trump because for years we allowed certain attitudes to persist. And we kept defending people who had these particular attitudes, who said things and did things, and folks defended them, saying, oh, no, they're not racist, they're not this. And now we get the White People's March of 2017. That was our fault. That was white people's fault. You know what? That was white people's fault. That was white people's fault, because, yeah, white people was always telling black people, every time there's a black person kill another black person, oh, it's black and black crime, they want to kill each other. They always talking about us. Y'all need to talk about your own motherfucking selves. Y'all motherfuckers is crazy. You know damn well that motherfucker racist. You know that motherfucker is your cousin. Listen, and I'm hit on them internet marketing folks. Internet marketers, especially copywriters, let me dig into your ass real quick. If we are talking about a copywriter who was at his height in the 50s or 60s, I am not surprised that that individual is racist, or that I'm gonna just talk about racism. I'm not even gonna go with sexism, because the white women jump on this shit and they don't recognize my blackness and that what I'm talking about, and they ignore everything else and becomes their issue. I don't give a shit about y'all right now. But if a copywriter was at his height during the 50s and 60s or 70s, I would not be surprised if that individual is racist, or they hold certain attitudes towards people who look like me. I'm not surprised by that, because when they start telling their story about where they grew up, and you start looking at the history of the place they grew up and the things that happened in the place they grew up, I would be very surprised if they didn't have some type of attitude, if they didn't see something. And I'm not condemning them. I'm just saying, look, think about it this way. If you have a child, and that child grows up in a neighborhood where all people do is rob people, there might be a good chance that your child might participate in that type of activity. If you have a child and you allow physical abuse to go on in your home, and you keep that child in that home, it's not surprising if that child either becomes an abuser when they grow up, or becomes a victim when they grow up. And part of victim, I'm not talking about physically, but if you went victim mentality, you know, into that kind of, that's because if you're in a home with physical abuse, I'm just talking about physical abuse, well, you can add mental abuse to it, like, parents physically abuse each other, that mental abuse that comes in, you ain't shit, you ain't nothing, you're garbage, all that trash, all that stuff, that happens. If you have a child that is raised in that environment, they are affected by it. We know this. It's proven. So it doesn't surprise me that when you're dealing with that adult and you're having conversations with that adult and you really dig into it, you're like, oh, okay, now I understand how you possibly got to how you are and why you think. So it doesn't surprise me. I don't blame them for their childhood. However, as an adult, this and this and that is no longer appropriate. That's never appropriate. You need to handle that. So for me, I look at racism and all those things the same way, because racism is a mental illness, right? It's a mental illness, and we all suffer from it from some point of view. I don't blame you for how your parents raised you. I don't blame you for if you grew up in a town and they was swinging niggas from trees, or let me say Negroes from trees. If you were a copywriter and that was how you grew up, I don't blame you for that environment. I do blame you for how you treat people of color now in your groups. I do blame you when you know your fellow marketers are treating individual marketers certain ways because of the color of skin, or the fact that they're bringing up certain subjects, and you talk about, they're not really racist. I do blame you for that, though, because that's how we got the White People's March of 2017. And I need to make that particularly clear in Headscarves and in Rum for all you out there. If you support someone who has done something that is in alignment with a racist mentality, with a superior race mentality, with the it's all white people and all the time, and or mentality, or you support someone who likes to ignore that any of that stuff exists, then you are part of the problem. You become my enemy, because I'm trying to get people to recognize that, look, we all suffer from this somehow, but if we can recognize it and say, you know what, we don't want to do that no more, and be conscious about it, we can move on. But I can't help people move on. We can't move on if you want to ignore what the fuck your peers are doing. If you want to like someone's post when you know goddamn well the dumb shit that they was doing 6 months from now. I said, I can't respect you. I can't work with you. I said, you have lost respect in my eyes, because look, I understand business really well, but don't tell me business of what I can and cannot say online when you are aligning yourself with someone who is known to kick people out for being too black, kick people out for making a joke about the stuff that they told them not to do for the last 3 years. I said, I can't align that. And that doesn't make sense to me. But then I believe in loyalty. I believe that if you're somebody's friend, and something happens, if you're not trying to mend a relationship with that individual, and the other thing, if you think the individual is wrong, or you think that, hey, this is a misunderstanding, we can come together. If you're not trying to be the middleman to mend that relationship, and all you're doing is going back and forth and playing devil's advocate and stirring up a pot when both parties are just like, okay, they're in their sphere, I'm in my house, that's the way we act, that's the way we operating, and you want to be the asshole to stir a pot, then you got to be destroyed. That's right, you have to be destroyed. Your business has to be destroyed, and so does the other person's business have to be destroyed. Because that's the way, that's the world I live in. I live in the world where people get Amazoned. What do I mean by Amazoned? Let me take another sip of this. This is what I mean by Amazoned. Amazon, over the last 10 years or more of its existence, has systematically been taking over people's companies and industries. Systematically been doing so. There was a company called, I believe is Quideezy was the parent company, and they had a website called diapers.com. Google that story. There actually was an update a few months ago because they closed Quideezy, I believe, Amazon. But read that story about what happened with Amazon and diapers.com. Actually, the first time I heard about that story, that particular story, was I was reading a book by the same guy who wrote Built to Sell. I think it was the, I'm trying to look. Do I have the book near me? It was a few days ago, so I don't think I have the book near me. But the same guy who wrote Built to Sell, it wrote this other book. I believe the same person. Maybe John W. something. I don't know. But look up Built to Sell, and then the guy wrote another book, something with subscription. And it basically shows you different models of different subscription businesses, the pros and the cons and everything else, and how you can turn anything into a subscription business. It's a really good book. But one of the case studies he has in there is about what happened with diapers.com and what happens when you don't do certain things. You don't proof your business, protect your business well, when you don't create a brand for your business, what happens? And the company got Amazon, and it wasn't pretty. And they actually had an update on the story in the last few months. So read that story, and then read a couple of articles that came out like 3 or 4 months ago. Very interesting shit. But I always admired Amazon for doing that, for doing stuff like that. So if I'm an individual who admires Amazon for doing things like that, what do you think I'm going to think about your company if I don't particularly care for you? If you have attacked me, what do you think I'm thinking about your company? I want to Amazon you. I'm not being an asshole. I do. I don't want to kill you. Hell no. I'm not going to jail. I said that I don't feel that way. But I do want to destroy your company. I do think if you are a true entrepreneur, you can have your company destroyed and you can go out and build a new one. But some people just got to learn a lesson. And sometimes that lesson means you have to destroy what they've already built for them to learn that lesson. And part of it is that if we're in the same industry, I want to do that anyway because I want to be number one. Because that's me. Because I'm competitive. I like competing in my own game. I do. And this is what I try to warn people about as long as I've been the story brand strategist, is that I'm telling you to build storytelling brands so that you can compete actively with these other companies in your space and the ones that are outside of your space. So you can be able to survive and thrive because it's real out there. You will get Amazoned by somebody or eBayed. There are a lot of companies who didn't want to be bought out, who had no choice to be bought out. And so that's something to consider. Now, if you're on somebody's shit list because of some stupid shit, and that person is more ambitious than you are going to lose. Let me say that again for all you folks who might be watching this. If you get on somebody's shit list and that person is more ambitious than you are going to lose. Because that person, if you get on a person's shit list and they really just have a way of disliking you, they're going to do everything they can to build their business to outdo you, to put you out of business, and they will make life a living hell. They will Amazon you, so to speak. And I think that kind of thing is fun. I think we should have competition. I'm a capitalist to the 1000th degree. I believe in having competition and businesses going head to head. Who's better at it? I really do. I don't believe in this everybody kumbaya kind of bullshit. I believe If you want that life, you want the kumbaya life, then maybe entrepreneurship is not for you, because you will be competing with people. You will be competing with people. When I have followers, I want my followers to follow me, to obey me, because if they obey me, they will reap the benefits of what I say. If they follow some of these other jokers, they are going to wind up in a place where they are functional poor people, where they're making just enough to feed themselves and bitch online about life, like a lot of copywriters are currently online bitching about life, but not making enough money to pay their bills or their child support. So I don't go that route. I believe in building a brand. I believe in building a company. I believe in, if you want generational wealth, you can do that. I believe if you don't want generational wealth and you just want a lifestyle business between you and your honey, or whatever that situation is, that's great. But you need to be able to prepare for what happens when you have someone who is like me, who wants to Amazon people, who wants to Amazon their businesses. You got to prepare for someone like me, because I am here to compete with you. I am here to compete. I am here to win. I am here to be the supreme leader H. And if you ain't ready for that, your lifestyle business is not going to last long. So you can have a lifestyle business. You don't have to scale. You can get to a certain point and be like, okay, I'm good. This money is good for me. If I want to make a little bit extra money, I can. But my brand is strong enough to do my thing. But be aware that when I come into your space, when I come, I'm coming like Amazon. I give you a warning shot, and then it's complete and total takeover. Just gotta let people know that before the year is out of 2017. Ooh, this is great. This stuff tastes good. So that went completely off what I was going to talk about, actually. But but it has to be said. It has to be said. Like, some of you guys are playing for bullshit. Some of you are not playing to actually do the damn thing. Some of you are going to be continually functionally broke for the rest of your life, because you are following people who don't know no better. They have no ambition to do any better, and so they don't. And that's a problem. You can't follow someone who has no ambition to do any better, right? That's the cool thing I like about sort of Dan. Dan has a little bit of ambition. He's getting better. Dan is just, he'll do all the things and burn himself out, which is not good. So, but you have to have the ambition. You have to be able to get over humps, but you have to have the ambition first. There has to be something greater that you're after, not just, because think of it this way. Build the fucking business and then what? Okay, you guys have functional businesses. You got a few clients. Great. But now your time is tied up by all these random people who you have got to give a shit about because they're paying you. And when they decide to go deuces and check the fuck out and go with somebody else after you have served your purpose or failed to serve the purpose that they expected of you, what the fuck do? You're back to being functionally broke. I'm not about that life. I'm not about being functionally broke. I'm about growing. I'm about building empires and legacies, and I'm about Amazoning people. But you don't have to be like me. I don't suggest being like me. I just have that streak. I just love that stuff. You don't have to be like me. You can still have your lifestyle business, and I could still respect you for having a lifestyle business. But understand this. If you're going to have a lifestyle business, do not align yourself with motherfuckers who are going to be on the wrong side of history. Do not align yourself with motherfuckers who are out there scamming people. And there's a bunch of motherfuckers out there scamming people. Do not align yourself with people out there who are actively scamming people. Do not align yourself with people out there who are actively trying to subjugate people of color, because that shit will not play out in the long run. It may look cool now. It's not going to play out in the long run. The internet marketing, the people coming into internet marketing is changing. They're looking a lot more like me. And it's changing, and there's a lot more coming. And eventually, when the next police shooting in America happens with some black guy who looks like me, or black woman who looks like me, and people get pissed off on Facebook after it's put on live stream, if you get caught up in the middle of that bullshit, you will find yourself on the wrong side of history, and a lot of other people shit lists really fucking quick. So be careful of that. If you want a lifestyle business, you cannot afford to align yourself with losers. You cannot afford to align yourself with fucking bigots. You cannot afford to align yourself with people with horrible goddamn life dispositions and attitudes. Like, you can't, I mean, come on, you can't, if someone has a shitty fucking attitude, like they think the whole world is going to end all the time, or they're always talking about their depression shit, that shit will just take it down. Like, there are people who I kind of like, I just can't fuck with them. I can't because, and I think they have maybe depression or something. It's just I cannot, I can't because they're going to bring me down. I can't afford for them to bring me down because they ain't paying my bills. Right? We ain't married, we ain't sleeping together, and you ain't paying my bills. I cannot. God bless you. You really need to go see a doctor, but I can't hang with you. You know, very few people like that I love to death. But even though I'm like, okay, listen, you're in a bad place right now. I'm going to just check on you every so often, but I'm not going to be around in your space because your attitude is affecting me, and I have to be about my self-preservation as well. And that's the attitude you got to take, folks. Self-preservation. Now, if you were in CWD, Coffee with Dan, he has a wonderful little book called How to Be Fucking Awesome. And no, he's not paying me for his fucking endorsement, but there is a part in the book where he talks about, and if you like reading a book, it's an Audible. There's a part of the book where he talks about taking care of yourself, because if you stop going, your family stops going and all that other shit. That shit is real. And it's not just physically, you working all the time. It is mentally. If you are constantly on Facebook and are friends with people who they go from, my husband is trying to kill me, so if something happens, my ex-husband's trying to kill me, so if something happens to me, you guys know what happened, bullshit, to, oh, here's what Gary Halbert thought about Bitcoins, kind of bullshit. You need to get away from them people. You can't. You got to get away from them because they will annoy the hell out of you and they will bring you down. They will have you worried about their asses. They don't even give a shit about their asses. Trust me. If someone's trying to kill me, you're damn, listen, the first people I'm calling is the fucking police. I'm calling the police. I'm live streaming shit to the police station, to 911 has a live stream. I will be live 911 and live streaming my ass to the NYPD if someone's coming after my ass to kill me. I would not be announcing that shit on Facebook. And then in the next post talking about what would Gary Halbert think. Hell the fuck no, I wouldn't be doing that shit. So be careful of those people. Because those are the same people when shit really go down. And, they're supposed to be, oh, we for you, we're for this, we're for black culture, we're for that, oh, this is horrible. Those are the same people who will align themselves with the guru who's attacking your ass online. Trust me, because it's happened to me. That's what gets me fucking annoyed. It's not even at the individual who actually did it. It's about the followers who I get annoyed about the most, who do that shit. So understand that if you're trying to build a lifestyle business, if you're not trying to build an empire, and even if you are building an empire, be careful who you fucking follow. Be careful who you align yourself with. If they ain't about the vision of building a lifestyle business where you can hang out with your kids whenever you want, or they ain't about building a freaking legacy or empire that allows you to do the things you want to do and whatever that might be, then you need to maybe unfriend them. Maybe, like for me, I use them as fodder. Like I turn around and I write posts about it. I use them as my personal guinea pigs and laugh about shit. Right? That's what I do. And I use it in my writing. It keeps me creative. But you're not like that. Because I could be very analytical as well. So maybe you need to cut yourself off from those folks. Because those folks are not about the glorification of you, the growth of you. They are about the pity me party, and ain't no one got time for the pity me party. Okay, we got time for headscarves and fucking rum, but we ain't got time for the pity me party. We trying to get somewhere, and that's how I'm going to end this episode. This is Thanksgiving. It's not quite Thanksgiving. By the time you guys see it, it will be Thanksgiving for us Yanks or Americans. But for the rest of you who are not Americans or Yanks, beware of what I said. If you are trying to build a lifestyle business, watch out for people who are ambitious. Get out of our way. Do not align yourself with people that we don't like, for people who are attacking us, because for people like me, it looks like you are a part of that shit. And if I'm about making sure I grow my business to destroy their business, you have to be taken out as well. It's called the 50 Cent approach. If you are familiar with the rapper 50 Cent and his reputation and what he has done to rappers over the years, that he's had beef with and people who have aligned with the people who have beef with, I take that approach. So if you're building a lifestyle business, do not align yourself with people who are at odds with people like me, because I have a different attitude towards it. I told you I was going to black up this place. I was going to bring a little bit of that hip hop attitude to it. That's what it is. You align with my enemy, you are my enemy. There is none of that other crap that goes on. And beware of people with bad freaking attitudes on Facebook, on Instagram, and anything else. If all they got to tell you is fucking doom and gloom, and you can't use that doom and gloom to make money or to finesse it in a way or to make people think, then you don't need to be following them. And maybe that means you don't need to be my friend on Facebook. Because as you know, I do different projects and I experiment on my Facebook page all the time. So if you have the goal of having a lifestyle business, don't align yourself with motherfuckers who who don't also have the same goals in mind. If they talking about help, if this happened to me, you know what happened? Think about that dumb shit. They don't care about themselves. They care about attention. They want your attention. Hell no. Don't give them their attention. If something happened to them, that's their fucking fault. It's something called 911. As quickly as they did their Facebook posts, as quickly as they can have dialed 911 to help their ass. I have no sympathy for that shit. Or very little for that shit. Now, if you live streaming it while it's going on, and you call the 911 and live stream it, like if 911 has a live stream thing where someone's really coming after you, and you can do that, and so you can help yourself, then great, go do that. But don't say no bullshit post to a whole bunch of people. Stay away from them folks, because they ain't here to help you. They will bitch to you, they will bitch about you, and they will not be here to help grow what you trying to grow. And that is important for you to have at the end of 2017, because it's almost over. 2017 is almost over, and we got a few more headscarves and rum sessions to go, folks. So get your goddamn mind right. This ain't me being nice. This is me being truthful. Get your mind right. You cannot align yourself with fools who are looking to be functionally broke or who are only looking to live their decent, nice lifestyle. Can't align yourself with those motherfuckers, because they will take you down in the process. So that's the end of this Headscarves and Rum. See you the next time something becomes really interesting or annoying. This is Lauren. Second episode is out. Deuces. Oh, happy Thanksgiving to all the Americanos, all the Americans who celebrate Thanksgiving, who will be eating in Thanksgiving. I shall be eating too. And see the rest of y'all later.